So, we start off with Saban. You are currently walking down a road. It's still early night and it is quite dark. You're walking down this road with your trusty steed thing, Sinfi.
Hmm.
And yeah, around you you see different parts of houses. You're actually going through an area that once used to be much more lived in. Nowadays, it's quite abandoned. Most of the houses run down.
Hmm.
And so you travel along this road. What are you thinking about?
Well, I suppose I have a bit of wonderment going on as to why exactly they are abandoned nowadays,
It's really odd.
considering how they were not before.
Anyway, you get further and further, and you look into the distance and you see a faint light on the road.
Hmm.
And so you
Like,
continue traveling.
like
Slowly.
lantern or
Yes, a lantern.
kind of a
It
light.
kind of looks like a lantern, anyway. So as you get closer and closer, you start hearing sobbing.
Okay, I kind of prepared the cloth I have under my cloak. Um, any specific direction it's coming from?
Yes,
Just a,
from the light source in front of you.
hmm. How's my trusty steed reacting?
Oh, it just honestly, it doesn't seem to be thinking too much about this. There's a light. There's a few sounds. They don't sound particularly like threatening, so it's not really thinking too much
Hmm.
about this.
Yeah. Well, even if the steed does think that I'm uh, gonna move my arm on the cloth so I can be ready if the time
Of
needs
course.
that.
So you're closer and closer. Now you see that around the light source there's two small figures.
Mm.
By the way, how are you traveling? Do you have a light source with you?
Nope.
No, you're traveling in the complete dark.
Yeah, especially in the city, I can't hope there's enough lanterns.
Well, sadly, right now you're in a part where there are no longer any. You know, previously there was, but who was gonna put functioning lanterns into a part that's mostly abandoned anyway? So
And it's true.
as you keep going, you can actually start making out what is really going on. You
I
see,
also try to position myself as the houses. I would like to position so that I'm gonna go along the side of the road
all right.
and try to get past the alleyways quickly, and always try to have a building behind my back.
What you see is that in front of the light, there is, well, the light is being held by a little girl. And with that little girl is a little boy who is crying and sobbing. The
Which one is more little?
the little boy is much more little. In fact, the little boy is hugging the girl, who seems to be trying to console him.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, she's holding her lantern out, as if trying to see if she can find anything.
Hmm. I'm kind of. What's the ground like? Is it dirt or
Oh yeah,
stone
it's a
or?
dirt road.
Okay. Well, I make a bit of a louder step, kicking the dirt as I.
Startled, you see the light swing towards your direction.
Hmm.
And The girl addresses the boy and goes, shh, 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 shh. Hello? Hello?
Evening.
Hello? Shh, calm down.
Are you lost?
Calm down, Fawn. She's again addressing the little boy who's trying to keep his tears in and just sort of like sniffs and everything as the girl turns to you again with her lantern. No, we aren't lost. We got chased out of our house. Something terrible has happened.
What did happen? Where's your house?
Well, it's right over here. And she points, she's standing at the side of the road and she points to her house. It's haunted or something. There's a monster inside.
Okay, come. I signal with the hand that's holding Cynthia's leash. I seen get over here, get a bit farther away from the house. Then, what kind of a monster is there?
I don't know. We've never seen it, but we've heard it, and we haven't seen our parents in a while. We're not sure what happened, and it might have eaten them.
What have you heard exactly?
Terrible howls and growls and screams.
Well, have they walked over to me or?
She has stepped towards you, but she hasn't completely walked towards you because she is also partly, the little boy is sort of pulling at her side of her dress to keep her in place. The little boy seems to be terrified.
Of me or the situation?
Kind of hard to tell, to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest, you're not very well lit either. Like, they don't really see a lot of you right now.
Yeah, and I'm fully cloaked with my hood up.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't help. Yeah, I'm gonna take some slow steps towards them. It's okay. What are your names? I'm Saban.
My name is Rose, and this is my brother Fawn. Her brother just gives you a bit of a nod and sort of hides a little bit behind her again.
Huh.
He's holding in his arm. He's basically hiding with one of her, and with the other, he's basically cradling a sort of puppet of sorts. Not a puppet, a doll. That's what I'm looking for.
When's the last time you saw your parents?
It must have been a few hours ago, 3 or 2 or something like that. They went into the basement and, well, ever since we've heard those terrible growls and they haven't come back.
Okay. I hand the leash of Cynthia to them. Would you mind looking over my friend here? He's a friendly fella. She's a friendly. Just
okay. So as
you
you're
can
having
pet her a little bit.
As you're having this conversation, we turn the spotlight to the 3 amigos of Unit's Northern Lights. So, you're currently walking down a road. You currently have a job that you have to do. It's about those disappearances recently, and actually for the past few years. It seems that you've made some sort of breakthrough, at least the boss thinks so. You've managed to somehow condense down the area where there could be the source of all the disappearances into a somewhat abandoned district of what used to be a bunch of noble houses. The boss thinks that maybe somewhere there's some sort of bandit scum or slavers hiding away, and that might be the reason for the disappearances. He doesn't really believe in supernatural mist or anything like that. But whatever the case, you've been sent to investigate it further. Since there is a potential threat of maybe bandits or slavers or something that's much bigger than what you only could handle, you've been sent in the middle of the night. you're mostly just only supposed to go in, scout out what's going on, return, and inform. And so you're walking down the street. And immediately you realize that, yeah, this place is not really populated by normal people. It's mostly just abandoned houses. This is where junkies, beggars, whores hang around. Just generally not the sort of normal, hardworking people. And so you walk down this road. What are you currently discussing?
So we haven't gotten to this.
Not yet.
All right.
You're still on the way. You're still in an area where there's some lanterns, for example.
So, what do we think we're gonna find? What are we even, like, actually looking for? Do we, like, know, or are we just gonna, like, look around and stuff?
Well, we don't know, which is the problem. We just know the people have disappeared, which is also a problem.
Yeah, I guess we should just, like, look around. I mean, do we want to, like, go around looking for stuff that's, like, suspicious, or do we just, like, go?
What about
Well,
Septimus? Does he have any opinion on the matter? No, is there a technical problem? I don't think we can.
No.
Yeah?
Septimus
Daniel.
is letting, yeah.
Instead of you saying it, hey, Septimus, what's your opinion?
Septimus is letting his eyes wander. Everything surrounding them. He's taking in the sounds, the smells, just the entire atmosphere of this rundown place. And Rika's question kind of catches him off guard because he was in the zone of seeing and taking in every detail.
I mean,
And
we
this
haven't gotten
is-
there yet.
Well, we're getting there. So it's best we don't get
Sure.
any surprises on the way. And he says, honestly, answers. I think we ought to keep a low profile, follow existing leads, and don't do anything hasty. Just go back and report. There's only 3 of us after all.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we should just, like, go take a look. Yeah.
And draw as little attention to ourselves as
The end is nigh! The end is nigh! Suddenly, a distraught beggar approaches you, waving his hands frantically, shouting these exact words at you. The end is nigh, my friends!
And
Do you have some
Bias?
spare change? Please? Anything? Come on, help a fella out. Just a little.
Bellona going to pull some berries from her pocket. Going to cast Goodberry. And she is going to hand him one.
Yes. Thank you. You're good people, you know that. You know, when the end comes, you should be careful. And while I'm on the topic, be careful around this sort of place. People go missing here, I've heard. Anyway, have a good
Oh,
day. Jesus
goodbye.
scuttles off.
I grab on his collar as he walks away.
Oh,
You what?
I grab his collar, like the back of his collar as he's walking. So what do you know about missing
Sorry?
people?
Missing
You just
people?
yes.
I
Do you
don't
know
nothing.
anything?
I know nothing enough the same. I'm the sort of beggar who keeps his head down and his nose where it belongs.
Right. All right. Sure. You go. Have a nice day.
You too.
that berry should feed you for the rest of the day. Have fun.
I'm gonna spend it on drugs.
I'm gonna grab them. Again.
You're running after him.
Yeah, now I'm running after him.
He sees that he's smacked you out from you. Roll
Septimus, I think this has gotten out of hand.
what did I just say about not drawing attention to Sounds.
Are you going to hold him back, or are you going to allow him to do it?
I'm gonna like attempt like add like fur clothes.
Septimus knows better than to try to hold Rika.
It's like a physical hold. It's more of like, hey, look, maybe you shouldn't do this. Please, please.
Nah, Rika's off. She's gone after
Oh,
him.
there
He
she
said
is.
drugs. That's against the law.
Okay, roll me in athletics.
Shit. That's shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like you try running after him, but after a while, he just sort of turns corner after corner, and you lost him. You can't catch me!
I fucking will. Next time I see you, you're gonna get a knife in the back.
So you return to the rest of the
Yeah.
party, and
Did we hear that threat?
Oh yeah, she yelled it loud.
Okay, yeah, Septimus is just waiting for her with a confused look on his face of, what the hell are you doing?
Going
What
after
did I
the criminals
just
of the
say
city.
about not drawing attention to ourselves?
yeah, it is at this point that, most other people that were, around the street, like there were some whores and others, have at this point searched to go somewhere else while the fellow gentleman of police is investigating bar.
Well,
What did you say, Daniel? I didn't hear.
I said that the horse and some of the other unlovely folk have decided to do their business somewhere else. After hearing that shout. From a police officer, no less. Anyway, you carry on down the street. And eventually, as you do go, the buildings become more and more run down. You see less and less people. And eventually you see the same thing I described previously. You see a single source of light on the street. Lighting up the figure of 3 different people. 1 tall person and 2 little ones.
Should we like investigate or do? Oh.
How far away are they at the moment, the figures? Can we make out any facial features or...
No, you can't. Right now you can only make out the silhouette of the light, in the light. You would
Plus,
have to
once
get-
you are close enough, the tall person is good.
Septimus is just gonna try to be as inconspicuous as possible, not change his pace, and continue walking towards the figures.
Alright.
Like, nothing's wrong.
Soon you get to a point where you recognize one of those figures. Holy hell! It's Saban!
Wait, what?
Saban?
I
Is that
mean,
you?
I mean, does have like the similar like hood and like aesthetic going on and like the height. I believe that.
Saban. Okay, yeah, he's kind of curiously walking towards him a bit faster now.
Did I hear that?
You hear a sound from behind you, someone calling your name.
I turn around rather quickly. Oh. Septimus.
Hi.
Are you... What are you doing here?
You're real, right?
I'm passing by. These kids say that they parents went into a basement of a nearby house and all they heard was some horrible screams and nothing after that, so I was heading there.
Where have you been?
What do you mean?
Where have you been all this time? Did you leave town?
Here and there, it's been a long time.
Did it just kind of like poof?
Yeah. The city life wasn't exactly for me.
I mean, you could have just at least left us like a note.
We conducted a search party for you.
I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd do that.
But you said something about some people needing help?
Yeah, the people in question,
Yes,
by
these
the
two.
way, have stepped another step back as now 3 other people are coming around.
It's okay, I know these people.
Oh, okay.
They are guards of the city.
Oh! Oh, Fawn, did you hear that? They are guards. They're gonna help us.
Well, that is kind of their job, yeah.
Septimus is gonna get down, basically kneel down so he's at eye level with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna talk to the most talkative one, which I assume is the girl.
Yeah.
Hello there. What seems to be your problem?
Well, there's a monster living in our basement. And our parents went down there and they haven't returned ever since. We're worried about it. And the monsters start making horrible noises. And our baby brother is still in the house.
Well,
Okay, calm down. How long has it been since your parents went down in the basement?
A few hours, I think we should head there and help.
Of
oh,
course.
where's the
already-
house? Could you maybe like point us to where it is?
Yes, it's right over here. She points to the side of... You're standing at the side of the road, and she's pointing you at the house that is nearby.
Saban is already walking in that direction.
Yeah. Let's go over.
Hang on. I just need to check your... What is everyone's passive perception?
Minus 14.
15.
Let me
13.
check.
This is your perception modifier
13,
plus 10.
yeah.
Okay, in that case, Chris and Bass's character, you hear a faint sound of a baby crying from the upper area of the house.
I think their brother is in the top floor. I think I can hear them.
And there's no
Yeah.
time to waste.
The kids, by the way.
Hmm.
Are they drow by any chance?
No, it's just quite dark.
No.
And so,
No.
they look
Yeah,
a little bit more
that's the
dimly lit.
reason.
But yeah, the girl has a little bit of a cape going on with red, looking quite interesting. Her clothes are look quite noble-esque or expensive-ish. As for the little boy, he looks kind of completely different. He looks more like he has a big coat on, which looks odd, especially when compared to the girl. And his doll looks kind of creepy.
Do the two children also look kind of creepy?
It kind of depends on your definition of what looks creepy.
For Saban's definition.
No,
Considering all his,
no, they don't. They don't look very creepy. They look like scared children.
yeah. So Saban is gonna still be heading towards the house.
Okay.
And say,
Um,
2 should go into the top and 2 should go to the basement.
are we sure? I mean, there could be like dangerous monsters down there, right?
Please, you gotta save our parents.
We will.
And the baby brother.
Yes, of
Do
course.
you have any neighbors that you trust? Any
No,
friends in the neighborhood? Somewhere that you can go?
no. Most everyone left for some reason, which makes sense
Right.
because the other buildings are mostly abandoned.
Okay.
All right,
How
then.
about we stick together? We quickly go up to check on the little brother, and then maybe you can stay with him while we go down into the basement.
Oh no! We're not going back in there.
Oh,
Not as
alright.
long as the monster is in there.
I guess we could bring them down to you then, and you can wait outside.
Yeah,
Little girl, what is your name?
my name is Rose.
Alright, Rose. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take your brother. I want you to go across the street and I want you to hide in the garden. And I don't want you to come out unless we call out to you.
All right.
Wait, can I insight check them? Do I believe them?
What are you specifically trying to insight check?
Like, are they really scared children?
You're trying to figure out if they're really scared. Sure, roll insight.
Insight.
By the way, they're also holding the leash of Sin.
Are they
No, probably not.
They're holding the leash of Sinfi.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think at this point they probably sort of bounded to the gate.
Hmm.
Seems like a reasonable thing to do. Yeah,
So
they
they're
seem
not
like
animal.
scared children.
All right.
Okay. So,
It's so typical. You show players a slightly creepy picture and they're like,
To be fair, 2 kids in the middle of a dark road is enough as it is.
Anyway,
Yeah.
do we want to bring the brother to them first? Do we want to go to the basement first?
I think we should have 2 people to guard the bottom floor. Not not going to the basement, but guard the bottom floor while the other 2 go up and get the brother down.
Okay,
So-
that sounds okay.
Yeah, so I was asking the kids details about basement as I was found. Did they get to tell me if you enter the basement through the house or through the outside of the house?
yeah, you have to enter the basement through the house.
Okay. In that case,
Okay.
we'll go inside.
I'm fine with being one of the people that can go upstairs. Who wants to come with?
I think Septimus and Brilana should go upstairs, yell if you need help.
Alright.
Rika and I
Okay.
can stay on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go in.
Before Septimus goes in, he's gonna turn to Rose one last time and say, if you hear someone calling out your name, it may not be us. And he's gonna whisper something in her ear that no one else is gonna hear.
Alright.
Bird of heaven, lovely quail, slide beneath your lovely tail. That's the signal.
She nods eagerly as she looks to the side, now a little bit concerned because what you said, it could maybe not be you. And she is taking her brother by her arm and just dragging him along as she is going to the designated hiding place. Now you all enter through the front gates into the front garden of the house, right? Well, as you now stand here, you see the house itself for the first time, and it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, you know? Among all these abandoned buildings where no one ever goes, there's this one building which looks actually quite well maintained.
I guess that gives some credit to the story of the parents actually living in the house.
The building is, well, it's just as tall as most of them. It has quite a lot of windows. It also seems to have a balcony. And you can see a little bit of a way leading up to it and into the main door, towards the main door.
Okay. Who's gonna go in first? Because this is kind of creeping me out.
I can go in first.
Okay.
Alright.
Means a bomb would be ahead of them, but
Well,
Septimus is gonna hold up his shield and also unsheath his blade. And he follows.
Okay, so Sabin goes first, and as you open a gate, sort of built as security, it seems, in front of the front door, but right now unlocked, you sort of pull it sideways, and behind it there's
I'm
a little-
also gonna light up a torch.
Yes.
I'm gonna light it for him with prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Just instantly light it up.
In front of
There
you,
you-
you have a more traditional wooden door. It has some sort of noble emblem on it. The head of a wolf.
Do I know anything about this noble family?
About the insignia?
Yeah, if I've been researching the area.
You can roll me a history if you'd like. Ooh.
Well then.
Oh.
22.
See, the fact of the matter is that this used to be an area where lots of nobles lived. So pretty much, probably most houses where there's some sort of noble would have had some sort of insignia, a house insignia. It's impossible to know what each and every one does, but you know for certain that you don't know this insignia, which must mean that they aren't very active noblemen, that they're probably not very active in trading or anything else that's related to the city. You suspect that they're probably some sort of foreign nobles who've just settled down here to live peacefully.
All right. Sure.
So, Saban opens the door then, right? And behind the door there is a bit of an entrance hallway. There's candles lining the wall, all of them are on, lighting the room. And on the side you see once again an insignia, the wolf insignia you've seen already before, but much more in a more show-offish fashion, with collars and other signs all around it to display the family's main ideologies. And there's also paintings of aristocrats and notable family members hanging on the wall. And the hallway leads to another set of 2 doors.
Okay.
There's
I guess
you're
we should
muted.
go.
That does help a bit. Gonna pay any specific attention to them, but by a quick glance, the portraits, the insignia, more in detail. Do any of them seem like something I've seen somewhere?
Not really. The noblemen, although they sort of give you a familiar fashion because they look so alike to so many nobles, you know, they have a very samey thing. A stone-cold face, aristocratic, with some sort
Pose.
of pride and honor, but yeah.
Yeah. Alright. And the insignia too is completely foreign.
So you keep going then.
Yeah.
You go to the end of the hallway and open the other set of 2 doors. The other 2 doors that next to it. You open the doors, and you find yourself in the main part of the building. To your left, you find a fireplace with a fire burning inside, and a bunch of doohickeys on the chimney, some sort of family, small family paintings and all such thing. And to your right, a spiral staircase leading upwards. Other than that, there is 3 doors in front of you, exactly to the wall in front of you, and one right next to you to your right, leading back into a direction that you came from.
Kid didn't happen to tell me how to get through the door that leads to the basement.
No, they haven't really said anything. You haven't really asked them.
Yeah, well, well, I light up towards the staircase, so Septimus and Briolana can go there.
Yes. We start heading up there.
Okay, so Septimus and Brilana, you're starting walking up the stairs, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about the other 2? What will they be doing in the meantime?
I guess I'm gonna have to open the doors one by one and see which one has,
Which do you start with?
I suppose. I haven't really been in any many fancy houses, so I'm not sure how that now. The middle is always a good start.
Alright, you start with the middle room, and you open the closet. We see a bunch of clothes, mostly like outdoors clothes hanging there, and a top hat on one of the shelves.
Okay, I close the door and open the right door.
Alright, you'd open that door, and you find yourself in a kitchen.
Yeah, this might have a basement in it.
This kitchen also has another door leading to another room. Also, it has a small hole in the wall. One where you could probably, well, it would probably be big enough for maybe a child or something.
Does it seem to lead anywhere if I light a torch? What's it?
Will you put your head in it?
No. But if the hole is big enough for a child, I'm gonna put the torch in it and see if it lights up anything.
Well, it does. It seems to be going upwards. You also see a little bell next to it.
Does it look like it's like?
And their servant bells.
Does it look like it's like one of those like food elevators?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is exactly that.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I'll just let them explore more of it, and then we'll get to you, if that's all right.
Okay.
There's still one
Alright.
door in the kitchen that you could explore. There's also food in the kitchen.
Well,
I
I'm
think-
not exactly feeling hungry, I feel, so...
I'll just think looking at the other door first before taking the kitchen, just to make sure that there's nothing behind
There's
us.
still two doors. One of them is next to the closet, and one is next to the entrance through which you came.
Yeah, and there's one more door in the kitchen.
Yes.
But there's no hatch on the floor.
In the kitchen, no.
That's where I place a basement.
Door next to the closet.
The door next to the closet. You enter the door through that is next to the closet, and you find yourself in a dining room. And there's a chandelier hanging above a long table with lots of chairs all around it. And on the table there is silverware placed as if ready for dinner.
Is the chandelier lit?
Yes, it is.
What about the other rooms we've been in? Is the torch any help? Or have they all been lit?
So far, every room you've seen has been lit.
Mm-hmm.
Except the closet. The closet wasn't lit.
Yeah.
All right, the door next to the entrance then.
You open that door and you find yourself in some sort of living room. You see all sorts of wildlife trophies. You see a few stuffed wolves standing amidst the room. A bear rug laid out on the floor. A chimney once again burning with the fire sparkling and sizzling. And above the chimney, the head of a reindeer.
All right, I guess there's only one more door.
Yes. So you open the door in the kitchen and you find the storage room where the food is. And this once again is also a room that is not lit.
Is there a hatch
This
in the
one-
pantry?
Yep. Any hatches or extra?
Roll me investigation.
How well do you hide your basement?
I don't know, man. Seems kind of weird.
It could be like under a rug or something. Maybe it's where they keep their like valuable.
There is a bear rug.
Maybe.
No, you do not find anything of such.
Even
Huh.
with the 20.
21 and still nothing.
Bear rug. Definitely the bear rug.
Yeah.
Anyway, we shift over to Septimus and Brilana as you are heading up the stairs. Well, as you are heading up the stairs, you find yourself on the next floor, so to say. And immediately what you see is the following. You see once again a chimney burning, a little bit less, but still burning with fire. And above it there is a portrait, a family portrait, big, displaying all of the family's current family members.
Mm-hmm.
In it, you see Rose and Fawn, the kids you've seen outside. You can also see on it their parents and a baby, which is held by their father. Both to your right and to your left are 2 sets of armor each. Yet, oddly enough, one of those armor sets is holding a sword, while the other 3 are not. In between each armor set is a door. And then right next to you, to the end of the spiral staircase, is another door which is slightly ajar. The spiral staircase also continues upward, so you could keep going.
Question. Do I still hear the crying?
No, you hear nothing ever since you entered the house.
Okay. So there's a door by the spiral staircase, and there's how many doors? And like, is there one in? So there's 3 doors in between the sets of armor.
There's 4 armors,
Yes.
each of them flanking 1 door. So there's 2
Oh, okay.
doors.
So there's 2 doors.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And there is one third door which is immediately to your right as you're coming up the stairs.
Okay. Could I peek to the 3rd door? It was ajar, right?
Yes, absolutely. As you go around the corner and peek in that door, you are charged by a skeleton. Roll
I would like
athletics
to
or
scream.
acrobatics.
I'm horrible at both of those.
Excellent.
Fuck.
Or.
Oh dear. Well, the skeleton charges at you and pushes you over the railing
Oh,
of the staircase.
I would
So-
like to scream.
You can do that as a free action.
Okay.
I would like Septimus and Brillana to roll initiative.
Are you going to pull up the initiative tracker, or?
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I have a different way of handling initiative. You'll see.
Y'all better watch out for my impressive
That is impressive.
-1.
Oh, goddammit. Where is initiative?
It's in between armor class and speed, above health. Middle of the sheet.
Oh, great. Thanks.
And you just click the words initiative.
Excellent. So, you start off your turn by suffering the effects of gravity as you fall through down the spiral, the middle of the spiral, which is a hole right down again, and you take 1d6 bashing damage.
Ow.
Well, you take two bashing damage, and you're currently lying on the floor. And you may use your turn now.
I'm gonna spend half of my movements up. And could I start walking up the stairs again?
All right. Yeah, you can start making up your way the stairs, so you will not quite reach the skeleton yet, but you can see Septimus and the skeleton standing in front of him.
Oh, so I can see.
A sword.
So I can see the skeleton, right?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. I would like to cast. Can I? Yes. I'd like to cast Frostbite on the skeleton.
Go ahead.
The bone start. Yeah, you know the thing when there's like condensation on things, all
Yes.
crystallized.
So as
Yeah,
you cast your frostbite, it dodges to the side, avoiding it, as it crystallizes part of the wall behind it.
It's a constitution, not a reflex, by the way.
I know, I roll Constitution, don't worry.
Okay, good. Let's see.
So-
Do I have anything for my bonus action? I don't think I do. That'd be my turn.
In that case, here's how this works. You can decide who goes next, either Septimus or the skeleton.
Septimus, please.
All right.
There is- Yuki Skeleton.
What? Okay, well, Septimus has just witnessed his friend being thrown downstairs and then coming back up from this skeleton with a fucking sword that came out of nowhere. So he's not really gonna think about it. The sword is drawn. He's gonna slash, the skeleton from the tip of the skull until basically the hip bone.
Give me an attack roll.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This skeleton knows what it's doing, as it, once again, basically ducks under your swing.
And we're getting our ass kicked by a fucking skeleton.
Was that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. The skeleton attacks you with its sword, dealing a total of 1 slashing damage. You dodge most of it, but you get a little scratch. But the skeleton isn't done yet, because this rotation is done now. The skeleton, as the last person who has acted, is gonna say, oh, at this turn, I'm gonna act again. So it tries to stab you again, but misses. And so...
Daniel,
Yes?
because it's the end of this round, the two downstairs, commotion going on?
Yeah, but they're preoccupied currently searching in the kitchen. I'm gonna
Okay.
say they might enter next turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, now the skeleton is done. It tried to attack you, failed, and it's going to give its turn to Brillana.
So, this is just one, I can't do that. I'm just gonna, once again, try Frostbite.
Alright, go ahead.
The skeleton. DC 13 Constitution save.
Yep, need to roll.
Mm-hmm.
This time it fails, taking 2 damage.
And it takes, it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Alright, got it.
Oh, well, for attacks in one round. Gonna be the end of my turn for now.
Alright.
And I'm gonna...
Septimus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's gonna slash across the skeleton again with the short sword.
Go ahead. Roll that damage.
Come on, damage. Oh wait, no.
No, you gotta click on that.
You have
Yeah,
to click
sorry.
it in the
There
chat.
you go.
Bam!
You hit it quite good as your sword finds some of its ribcage and basically smashes some of it ribs to the floor, but it is still going. And you just ended the last turn. Who's going to be next in this new round of combat? You can also call yourself to be the next one.
Rika and Saban are joining us in this round, right?
They suddenly, they are now aware of the commotion and could join in now.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna give my turn to Brillana and wait for them to show up.
Okay,
Okay.
Brillana, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Since none of my spells or anything that wouldn't hurt Septimus really work here, I'm gonna yeah. I'm just gonna keep using my 1 damage cantrip.
Alright. Alright, so you once again cast Frostbite, and it really finds its way into its head, and it collapses, falling down into the hall staircase, and landing on the floor, splittering its bones into 1,000 pieces. The skeleton is dead.
Are you alright?
At this point, the other two find their way to the commotion and find the skeleton dead on the floor. Chris, you're muted.
There was a skeleton. It was pretty spooky. It pushed me
Yeah.
off the stairs.
Well, I can see the skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Leah, roll me a perception.
In this little bit of downtime, Belana is going to eat 2 of the berries to regain two health points.
As everyone else is regrouping and discussing what has happened, you catch a glimpse of something in the room that Brillana just was trying to peek into. And you see a cloth disappearing into the corner.
Who goes there?
There is no noise, and the cloth disappears out of your sight into the room.
Did it disappear
A red
into
cloth,
darkness
by the way.
behind the curtain?
Sorry?
Did it disappear in shadows behind the curtain? Like, behind the door?
Just around the corner. Around the corner of the door. You're still standing outside, so you can't see the whole room.
All right, Rika's gonna come up. Do I see any torches or any kind of lamps?
Well, there is that big fire in the chimney. The room is lit.
Room is lit. I don't have thaumaturgy. I can make it bigger. Ooh, wait.
Septimus is gonna be holding his shield up. Basically, if something tries to rush them again through the door, it's gonna smash on the shield. So that everyone can gather. So everyone has time to gather.
Oh, whoops.
And he's not getting his eyes off
Don't want
that
that.
fucking room.
Saban is gonna yell out and ask there, so looking for the basement.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Saban is gonna yell out, ask if you need any more upstairs or if you should keep looking for the basement.
I think it's best to come here.
So,
Well, Saban also climbs up the stairs. Does anyone in the group have a free hand?
Brillana currently isn't holding anything.
I give the torch a bit to her, ask, could you hold this? I'd like to hold hand free if there's more fighting.
Oh, yes, I should be able to do that. I
Thanks.
should be able to cast my spells with one hand.
So, you're now all standing at the beginning of the stairs. Part of the railing is still broken from Brillana's fall.
Dan,
That must have hurt.
would you say that minor illusion can create the top of a person? I mean, it's just minor illusion. It's nothing big, but could it just create the torso of a person?
It wouldn't be a moving image, and so
That's true.
I'm not quite
It
sure
would be
what
like
you're
one of
going
those
for.
shitty jump scares. Just without the sound.
Dang it! It can't.
I mean, we have a sword and a shield, so we can make a really loud clang sound.
I could also just make a pretty loud clang sound.
So
Yeah,
you're
I
all
suppose.
standing there.
All right. Rika's gonna pull up a bit of her
Gotta keep an eye on the other doors that haven't been
bit of her
opened yet.
cloth. She's gonna hold it, and she's gonna cast minor illusion to make sounds of footfalls towards the door.
All right. You do that. You wait for a moment, and nothing happens.
Saban takes out his sword and ties the cloth it was wrapped in around his belt.
As you stand there, the only thing you hear is the sparking, knistering of the fire in the chimney.
What are we gonna do now?
Well, either we explore by room or call it quits and determine nothing here is alive. And break the news to the kids outside.
I saw something move.
Where did you see it move?
Before, in the room, I saw a piece of red cloth disappearing in the shadows. Someone is here.
I guess we should go into that room then. To, care of that? And it shouldn't, have the drop on us? Right?
Which side did you see it disappear to?
Jim? Which way did it go?
You saw it disappear slightly to the right side.
Does the door open in or out?
It opens inward.
So, did it technically disappear potentially behind the door?
Yes.
Kick it. Kick it. Kick the door. Kick it.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Saban is, gonna take a sword and take out, approach the door and kick that open.
Well, I mean, it's already open.
Even more
But is it fully open?
Okay, do me an athletics check.
Damn.
So, you kick the door.
That's a +5.
And it, moderately goes along its axis and a bit smashes into the back wall. And then comes slightly back. And slowly settles back into its original position.
If I can, I will put my sword out so it come all the way back.
Okay, so it stays in place, open now.
Yeah. Well, at least there's no one behind it.
And you can see into the room, and what you see is a sheep bed.
A cheap or sheet?
Sheep.
Huh. Very unlike the rest of the house, am I correct?
Yes, very much unlike the rest of the house.
For a moment there, I thought the bed was a sheep.
No, it's sheep.
A sheep.
Yes.
That would be very expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be very expensive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the room.
You go into the room.
Wait. There's certain conditions.
I am in the doorway, so I think technically I would be
Crawling in
going.
between your legs.
Ah, yes.
Push past you.
I mean, I can just move ahead of you.
No.
Sure, fight over who gets the privilege to die. I don't mind.
I'm gonna keep
Sure,
my
go
eye
ahead then.
on where the cloth might have disappeared. Ready to cast a spell if.
Okay, you enter the room. Do me a dexterity save.
Ah, great! I'm actually pretty good at those, so that's all right. Dexterity. Haha!
So, you find yourself in this room. And now on closer inspection, you can see that this seems to be the servants' quarters. The beds are made quite cheaply, stuffed with hay, and at the bottom of each of the bed there's some lockers. And once again, you see to your right, there's another one of these holes in the wall. What did Brianna call them? Some sort of transportation system or something?
A food elevator.
Yes.
I don't think someone would have ever seen one.
Rika definitely would have seen one, but that all right. What happens with the dexterity save? I mean, something has
I
to
was
happen.
just trying to make you more paranoid.
Rude.
Literally nothing.
What the fuck,
Cool.
man? All right. I'm gonna keep my
Well, then
eye.
it was something, but you just
I mean,
don't know
honestly,
what
you
it was.
spent
Sometimes
multiple
you failed.
minutes standing in front of a door, deciding how we're going to approach this. I had to do something with that.
Hey,
Go on.
you told us there's a monster in there.
Yes, okay. Go on.
All right. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the door and slowly move until I can see what's behind it.
Is the cloth window curtain that's hanging in the wind?
No, in fact, there is absolutely no windows in this room to begin with. Also, there is another door in this room. However, it is to the left of the room, so it is impossible for whatever it was to would have gotten there without you seeing them. That is the impression you get, Saban. It is quite cheaply made.
Yeah. Also, maybe it's something personal, but the idea of not having any natural.
It seems kind of weird,
Yeah.
even if it is servants' quarters. I mean, why would you have servants first? Doesn't really make any sense.
And
If it's a big noble house, you wouldn't have them on the first floor.
how many beds exactly are there here?
There is 2 beds and 2 lockers. And 1 door to the left.
By the way, about the skeletons, have we ever fought skeletons before?
What
Do we know about them, or was this just like, what the fuck?
Well, you've definitely heard about it. Although, you haven't ever officially fought any guard duties in the last few years. If you personally as a character have encountered skeletons before, I'll leave up to you.
Okay.
It's not like skeletons just kind of show up.
No, this is not a common thing.
Yeah. No, that's what I was wondering. Like, is it known, or was this completely
The dead
unheard of?
generally stay dead in Sonrid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's no cloth behind the door.
You see no cloth that is fitting this description that Septimus gave you.
Can
we
I?
wanna-
No, you can go.
I was gonna ask, do we want to bust balls like with a SWAT team, or?
Yeah, let's do it SWAT style. This next door, open it. Just kick it. I'll go in. If there's anything, I'll cast Ice Knife.
Well,
Alright,
technically,
so
I'm a civilian, so Septimus.
You don't have to kick the doors.
Okay.
Just like open them.
Well,
Usually
we
Would
what happened to
Septimus
you?
recall anything, has he ever read anything about skeletons coming to life and fighting?
I would say that, considering your background, you have heard of it before. It is, in fact, not that uncommon part of the occult. In fact, it is more of a part of, yes, this actually exists and wizards do practice it sometimes, even though, it's looked down upon. Getting skeletons back to life is something that is entirely feasible, though it's not well looked upon, and it's definitely illegal.
He's gonna relay all this information to the rest of the group.
But what if they've written a contract signing the bodies off to the wizard who brings them back? Is
No.
it then illegal?
No, reanimating the dead is a straight up illegal.
All right.
Probably
I've never
unless it's like a sanctioned resurrection by the church.
Yeah, there's a difference between like getting
Yeah.
a bunch of undead slaves and resurrecting somebody as a full person.
Yeah.
Even
So
though
there are
both
no
is technically
Astashards.
necromancy on a certain level, people are fine with the one and not fine with the other. It's
What double standards?
yeah.
Yeah, it's. But just wait till I get Revivify. Then it's definitely double standards.
As you are discussing all these injustices in the current legal system, yes, sorry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
somebody hear that.
My question is, does this house have any kind of more occult energy?
Occult
Would Septimus have reason to suspect that, okay, this is the monster, we've killed it, we just have to find the baby and the parents and leave? Or is there more here? I'm just asking
Are
for
we
a
getting
feel of
bad
the place.
vibes?
As I said, that skeletons are a thing, and skeletons normally don't just rise from the dead by themselves.
So there's probably someone who raised it.
That's my suspicion.
Considering how this room is, would you put it past them that, you know, it would be the nobles that are using them as servants? There's no windows for anyone to peek in to see what the servants are like.
That doesn't really matter too much right now. We should probably focus on clearing out the place itself first, right?
There is
Yeah.
still that one door in this room that you have not yet.
Yeah. Should we check out that other door?
We shall. And Saban,
should
you do
we-
have a point. You remember the case of the noble we uncovered.
Slightly, faintly, yes. Should we open the door? No.
I would say so, yeah.
So, you're opening the door, Saban.
I suppose, yes.
You
Does
open the
Saban have
door.
a shield?
Not that you can see.
You open the door, and in it, you find, once again, a closet. In it, some sort of uniform, mostly completely wide with this and that to signal that, you know, they're general servants' uniforms.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a side step to Rilana to light up the closet properly with the torch.
I will light up the closet with the torch and
Literally,
try not to.
literally, yes.
No, like carefully.
Yes,
So like,
Too many bad vibes, let's burn the whole place down.
no.
Septimus
let's
is not looking into the
You d-
closet, he is looking behind them, just in case something tries to rush them.
Yes. So you're looking the way that you came towards the
Mhm.
staircase. You
The
do
staircase
that.
and also the rest of the room.
Okay, you do that. As for you two, yes, there is nothing of too much interest in here, but there's a lot of smell of dust coming towards you. Almost as if this hasn't been used in a while. Septimus, can you make me another perception roll?
go power Septimus.
Avec très très grand plaisir, monsieur.
Also for you two, you were talking about burning down the building. It is made out of brick, so...
You can
I
still
don't want to burn
the
down the building.
Yeah,
Well...
I don't think that's gonna be enough for
yeah,
anything.
You, as you are looking there and observing everything, once again, you look at the 4 armors and look back at the fact that one of the armors of the 4 has a sword and the other 3 do not. And as you look at the sword, you realize it's the same kind of sword that the skeleton was holding.
Without looking away from the armors, Septimus is going to speak over his shoulders to his friends, co-workers, and say,
Companions?
companions,
Compratore.
the sword that the skeleton, so that stands to reason that there may be 2 more skeletons with swords here.
Okay. We should go look in the other rooms, right? Since there's, well, nothing in here.
Remember that
Do you hear the baby again?
each of the doors is flanked by a set of armor on each side.
Except the one that had the skeleton in it.
Yes, except that one. The one beside you.
Wait, hold on. That skeleton didn't wear armor.
No, it did not.
No.
Okay.
So,
Have you- You go.
do we want to do the one with the sword or the one without the sword first, in, like the rooms? Because we shouldn't just keep standing here.
Yeah. But
I'd
if they like
say-
being, would also advise caution against the itself. There might be a skeleton in it.
Speaking about just standing there, Brilliana, you can't quite put your finger on it, but something about this house is giving you odd vibes.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just go over. Brilliana is gonna start moving over to the door that's flanked by the two sets of armor that none of them have swords.
All right, you open the doors, and inside you find the biggest room that you've seen so far. It's a room with chairs on all sides, a big table to one other side with glasses and bottles of pricey wine, another chimney. This one does not have a fire in it. A harp and a piano, and it seems that you found the events room, let's call it. And a chandelier is hanging on the top.
Does it look like this is also like a dining room?
No,
Or-
it's not a dining room. It seems more like a room for festivities. The table that you see with the glasses seems to be more for snacks and light drinks.
Mm-hmm. I would like to enter, and I would like to make a perception check to look around.
What are you looking for?
Mostly just anything out of the ordinary.
Well, there is a
Something
harp,
that-
there's a piano. You're looking for
Well-
anything out of the
well-
ordinary.
Something that shouldn't be in this room.
Very well. Roll me an investigation or perception.
I'll roll perception because I'm not like fully going in. Like I'm still like standing at the entrance. I rolled a 3.
Well,
to
I'll be
8.
honest. If you're standing in the entrance and looking for anything in the room, you would have to roll that with disadvantage.
Well, like I mean, like I'm not going like around picking up things.
Okay, but you will enter the room to actually like
Yes.
see things.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you enter the room and you look around, and there's nothing particularly odd about anything in the room, but you notice the tapestry for the first time, really, which none of you have really paid much attention to. It was an ordinary sort of tapestry with an interesting sort of pattern on it, kind of noble, kind of fancy. But in this room, it's different. It's a different tapestry. And on that tapestry, you see a bunch of people dancing. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing you really notice.
I don't think there's anything in here. We can go check out the last room, I guess.
Do you still hear the infant?
No, I stopped hearing him when we entered.
Let's continue then.
Okay.
What about the others? What are they doing while he is looking around?
I'm going to open the door in the servants' quarters.
We already did.
Yes, you
Oh,
already did that.
closet.
There was a closet there.
Great.
You enter the closet. It's a
I'm
closet.
going to open the third door.
Oh, my. Before we go with
Yeah,
that, what
Saban.
did Saban and Septimus do in the meanwhile?
Zaban exited the room and kind of kept his eye on the armor with the sword on. Kind of trying to vibe check it.
All right. Do me an investigation check.
If I do investigate it, I will try to make it so that, if the sword would swing, I would be able to react to it.
All right, so you're just preparing.
No, wait, the spins that. It's a -1 to that, so 9.
All right. Nothing really of note. It doesn't flinch. It doesn't really rattle or anything, and it doesn't really raise its arm and try to slay you down. None of that is happening. Definitely not. And it definitely won't happen.
Well,
yeah,
then
it just seems to be an armor.
I would.
The oddest thing is just that, it has a sword and the other ones don't. And you also notice that the other also have their hands held in a position as if they once held a sword. But other than that...
How close am I to the armor now?
Sorry?
How close am I to the armor?
How close are you? How close do you want to be to that armor?
Well, how close did I get to it during the investigation?
I would say 5 feet, standing next to it. Looking
Okay.
right at it.
Well, if I'm standing next to it, I'm gonna disarm it.
Alright, so you pull the sword out of the armor's grasp.
Yeah. I just
Or-
lay it there at its
Alright.
feet.
Okay, so as you do that, nothing happens.
Hmm.
The weapon is now lying on the ground. Septimus, what was he doing again?
Septimus was the last one to walk out of the previous room they were in.
Mhm.
He kind of crab walked out of there with his shield, you know, being
Yeah.
the last thing to get out. And I would say that he stayed behind Braylana, so something comes through that door for her. He'll
Got
be
it.
able to.
Okay, standing guard again. Well, I mean, if you're paying so much attention, why don't you roll me another perception?
I would love to. Hopefully, this one goes better.
Yeah, no, nothing really of interest happening particularly right now. But you keeping an eye out, and you're not sure if you're becoming a little bit paranoid or is this a little bit on the edge, but you feel like you could hear some sort of wind from above the staircase. Maybe an open window or something. Anyway, so Chief Brillana finishes up her investigation, and you all gather around Rika as she's opening the final door on this floor. And as you open the door, you find yourself in a sort of library of sorts. A study room.
So is it just
Yeah.
you stop there? So I was asking, like, what sort of room, like, what's in the room?
Oh, yes, it is
Other
a
than just,
study
like,
room,
books.
a sort of library. To your right, the wall is lined with bookshelves. And to your left, there is a small desk with some writing utensils on it, a table with some books lying on it.
About the books, can we see the titles of them?
Yes, you can.
Can I please know them?
Oh, the titles of the book. Yes, of course.
Basically, what I'm looking for is, we've already established that there might be a necromancer here at at work. So I'm asking, can I spot any books that would be banned?
You
Banned
want to
occult
look
books.
for contraband, for something that would have anything to do with the occult or necromancy or wizardry in the first place. I see. You can go ahead and roll me an investigation for that.
Let's see.
Otherwise, there's also images of small plants all around and other diagrams of objects and also persons on the line on the wall. Anyway, as you... Actually, we'll get back to you in a moment. What does everybody else do?
Brillana is just gonna, like, inspect the pictures of the plants.
They're quite fascinating. It seems that whoever was working here was a bit of a connoisseur, as you immediately recognize some of the things.
Oh, wow, these are cool.
Nice.
What about Rika?
I mean, I was going to open that third door in the hallway, but that's not really.
The third door in the hallway? So far you've opened all doors. Oh,
Wasn't
you
there a third door?
just entered the third door in the hallway. Just so we're not confused about anything. You actually opened that door and everyone followed you inside.
That is the study room.
Yes.
Cool.
The third
Right.
door leads to the study room.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to find. Also gonna try to find any contraband books or
Right.
occult books on the wall.
in that case, you're gonna join Septimus' challenge as you sort of like buddy cop movie. You partner up back to back, going along the shelves, it's going along the book lines, seeing if you can spot any sort of keywords that would show some sort of
Chocolate AFK, but
Hmm?
Chocolate AFK.
Yes, I have noticed. You know, these things are much easier to notice when you're doing it with a camera.
Should I also roll for investigation?
No, I'm just gonna say that you probably gave her advantage.
All
I'll
right.
just make it easier that way. Anyway, so as you two, Septimus and Rika, are searching along the book, it is actually Rika who notices something along one line in the corner. There's one bookshelf which has one book in it that, unlike all the others, does not have a title at all. It's a small black book.
I'm gonna pull it out.
As you pull it out...
Damn it!
I roll a dexterity saving throw.
No,
'cause
as you pull it out, suddenly a rumbling happens, and the shelf
Oh, boy.
itself opens upwards.
Secret room?
Can't wanna
And
read the book,
behind
though.
the shelf, suddenly, a skeleton just sort of
God
charging
damn it.
up at you. And Leah, you're witness to this as this is happening.
Okay.
Rika, what does Rika do? A skeleton is
so
coming
I
right
can
at you.
perform. Can I perform an action?
Yes, you can perform an action.
Great. I kind of want to keep my first little spells.
Could always just use a cantrip.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm going to use Firebolt.
You're using
Yeah.
Fireball.
Firebolt.
Oh, Firebolt.
Chris-
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I don't have
Chris-
Fireball yet.
Chris,
Thank
in the
God, that
library.
would have gone differently.
Calm down.
Okay, you use
That's
Fireball.
11.
Okay, yes,
That's
excellent.
15 to hit.
You, as the skeleton comes at you, you fireballs, and the skeleton drops to the ground lifelessly. You actually observed this. Septimus, you observed this. And basically, as the door opened, what you saw was a skeleton attached to a rope swinging towards Rika. And as it was swinging towards her, she sort of firebolted it, and the rope snapped, basically dropping the skeleton to the floor lifelessly.
Why was there a Jack Sparrow wannabe in this house?
No, its neck was attached to a rope, just to be clear. It wasn't doing
So-
anything.
So the skeleton basically. Wait. So behind this bookshelf was a corpse. The rope around its neck.
Just to be completely clear, the skeleton was at no point alive. What Septimus has witnessed is a trigger-happy Rika.
Okay, but the thing
Wait,
is,
how was it swinging out though?
You don't really know. You suspect maybe it was somehow the rope was attached to a part of the shelf or something, or perhaps it somehow the rumbling lit something off and just caused it to swing.
okay,
How
I
did-
suspect Rika being trigger happy is not something new.
Yeah.
okay. So
Wasn't she just chasing a beggar down, threatening to stab him? This isn't new to me.
So now this
can we
room
ask
has opened up.
can we ask the real question here? You know this house has like a bad vibe, but they literally have skeletons in their closet.
Who've been hung from the neck?
When is Halloween? The Halloween equivalent.
Well,
Question. About the skeleton. Is it wearing clothes?
It is actually wearing clothes. Now as you
Okay.
round the corner and look at it, as it's lying in this room, it is wearing clothes, and it's actually, both of you, Rika and Septimus, roll me intelligence rolls, just general intelligence rolls.
just
So I'm just
intelligence.
Okay. I'm gonna do that by clicking on.
The int.
Okay.
Well,
On, like-
just- it says
the left side.
intelligence about like right about the modifier.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't have a modifier in intelligence.
Oh, thank goodness, someone's competent. Septimus.
That's cruel, Dan, but okay.
I'm sorry. The
I'm
DC was
wise.
exactly 12. You immediately realize something, and what you realize is that this, not only is the skeleton wearing clothes, it's wearing the exact... You've seen these clothes before. It's the clothes you've seen the man wear in the painting.
Wasn't he supposed to be in the basement?
Alright. After Septimus makes sure that Rika is alright,
Up is down,
He's-
down is up.
he's gonna point to the clothes and say, "Those children were lying to us. This man, whoever he is, he's wearing the same clothes as their father in the portrait. There's more to this."
That guy's long dead, though. Pointing to the skeleton.
Septimus looks behind him to see where Braylana and Saban are.
They are still... Well, they were still in the main part of the building. You were kind of behind some sorts. They didn't immediately see you, but they did hear the rattling and the sound of a fireball being shot. So they may be heading towards you right now.
To be fair, I don't think there was much else to do. Sword out of the arm,
Is there something
That boy.
going on?
so I'd follow Rika.
I think we may have found where the disappearing people go.
Now,
So, this is apparently their file. Very.
so you find yourself standing in front
How
of...
do you know it's the father?
Well, as
The
Septimus saw, he has the same clothes as in the pictures, in the paintings.
Additionally, okay, I have a question. Behind the bookshelf, is it another passage?
It's another room.
Okay. He's gonna keep his eyes on the room as well.
Alright.
Rika's gonna go in there. Is it a ritual room?
So, you enter the room. Everyone else is staying outside, looking inside mostly. And at this point, you get a closer look
I
at the
think
surroundings.
Small follow. There's unless there's something blocking.
Well, first of all, the room itself,
It's too small.
there's a table. Yes, it is a quite small room, actually. In the middle of the room is a small table. There's some writing utensils and a singular piece of paper with something written on it. On the other end, there is a bookshelf with another bunch of books on it. Other than that, there is a chest in the corner.
Gonna go to the bookshelf, see if there's any occult books.
Okay, you do that, and you don't even need to roll for that, because you immediately realize, oh, this is where they kept the good stuff.
It's the good stuff. They got the good kush.
Roll me an Arcana or an Arcana or a... Oof, what else would be applicable? There's not really
Religion?
an occultist
Religion?
one, so I'm just... Yeah, Arcana
Yeah,
or religion.
religion.
Sorry, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, both of them are int, but I do have a proficiency in Arcana, so I'm gonna choose that. That's a 7.
Actually, a 7 is good enough, because
Yeah.
even for you, this is pretty obvious, especially for you, actually, with your background. This, what you have right here, this is the sort of books that you've read, like, way back in the beginning. This is like occultism 101 for dummies. And the best part about it, all of the books in this shelf are like that. Some of them are about necromancy, some about ritualisms, some about all sorts of stuff, but the more you look at it, the more it seeps into your mind that this is all worthless. None of these books
God
have
damn it,
any
I've read it.
actual magical merits. Most of them are just, well, scams, for lack of a better word.
God damn it, I've read all of them already.
Basically.
How could you do this to me? All right, on the table, is there anything?
Yes, there is on the table.
Okay, what's on the table?
Well, aside from, well, some writing materials, some ink, a pen and everything, there is a note on the table, lying
All right. Is there a candle?
there. There is a candle, but it is not lit.
I'm going to light it up with prestidigitation.
All right.
All right. Now I'm going to read the letter. The note.
Excellent. And congratulations, you receive your first handout of the game.
Oh, well, second handout technically.
Well,
Well, we had the kids.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I suppose. But this handout I actually will share with you on Discord in the Curse of Strahd chat. So,
Oh.
who would like to read it out?
I mean, I'll read it out. I've been.
Go ahead.
How could you? I've been locked in here for days now. At first I thought it was a prank. You wanted to teach me a lesson because I slept with a maid. But slowly it's becoming apparent that you aren't planning on letting me out. You stood by me when we started all of this. I didn't flinch at the thought of killing. Even when our Messiah expressed doubt on us and we lost members, you remained by my side. Now I start to realize what fools we've been. I've been rereading his letter over and over again. I'm slowly starting to have doubts. Was all we did for naught? The atrocities we committed, to even our very own children. Go ahead with the ritual. And when you stand there and nothing happens, realize it's done. You want me to ironically starve to death? I won't give you the satisfaction. I have rope, and that's all I need. I'll see you in hell. Your beloved husband, Gustav Durst.
I'm scared.
So the children are dead. It
Or
seems.
they have had something done on them.
All of those books, well, most of those books have child sacrifice in them.
Question.
Just to, I mean, you're not completely wrong. A lot of them do, but not all of them. It's not, well.
As I said, most of the books.
Leah?
No, that's stupid. Never mind.
So it's not the collection of 24 volumes of how to sacrifice a child.
No, it's
30
not.
delicious ways.
No, because you need the last one, and it's missing.
The corpse of the man who's written the note is hanging, well, not hanging, lying on the floor. Still part of his robe bound around his neck.
So now we have confirmation. It's the dad.
Yeah.
Yes, we should go.
I mean, you're saying that all these folks in here, they are just rubbish.
Most of them.
I guess it makes sense if you lock someone in, you wouldn't want there to be anything too powerful with them.
Leah?
I suspect that this may be a trap. I don't think there is a baby. I don't think there's anything alive in here except for us. I think we should leave.
I mean, according to the note, we'll probably find someone in the basement.
Or
I
the
mean,
remains of
Most
someone.
likely the skeleton was the maid. We have the father here, we're still missing them. And
Well, they had two
potentially
servants.
one brother.
Well, they had two servants.
Two
Probably-
beds. Doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
mean two servants.
Well, we can kind of assume we fought two skeletons. This is the father. The kids are outside. And what the note said, from what I assume would be the mother, would be in the basement. I guess we should.
I mean, we
mean-
scoured most of the rooms now.
Wait.
We've only come across one bedroom.
There's
all the
another
servants.
floor upwards.
Yeah, there's
But
another. There's
The
a third
children
floor.
should be older. Should be a lot older. We're
Well,
looking at a
not-
skeleton here. That takes a while.
Not if they're undead.
Exactly.
I think the children are
The
responsible.
children are not dead. I told you.
Sorry.
Oh.
But they looked so sweet and innocent.
But they're dead.
I think we should go out there. And
Are we
arrest
sure we shouldn't at least look in the basement?
We haven't found the basement yet.
I heard something above us.
Do we want to?
It
Do
may
we
be
want
wind,
to?
but it might be something more.
We want to go up to the 3rd floor?
Septimus is gonna head over to the staircase and look up the spiral. Is there anything?
Okay, hang on.
Just darkness?
Hang on. So, as everyone is basically in this secret room, you start walking past everyone. And...
I wouldn't. Not really. I don't really want to. Like, if I want to go look up the spiral, but I would rather we all go together.
All right.
Huddled up like penguins.
Okay.
I don't think
Well,
there's
before
more we can
before
do
we
here.
go, was there anything other than the table and the bookshelf in the
Well, I mean,
other than the guy?
Yeah, other than the guy, not really.
Okay.
There was a chair, which is knocked to the ground.
All right. I'm gonna take this ink, right?
There is ink, yes.
I'm gonna cork the ink and take it with me.
There is only one problem with that, which is that the ink is mostly dried.
Yeah, I can put some water in and re-up the ink. That's fine.
Broken ink acquired. So we're gonna go over to the stairs, I guess.
All right. Who's leading the charge? I guess it's Septimus, since it's his own.
I have a shield, yes.
Okay.
I don't
Excellent.
mind
Roll
being
me a
first.
perception.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. Nothing too much of interest, really. Nothing at all, except when you went into the study, did any of you close the door behind you? You could have sworn it wasn't closed before. Maybe you're imagining it. Anyway, you open.
I think that.
You open the door back into the hallway that you were in, and you're looking up the spiral staircase.
Yeah.
And there doesn't seem to be anything odd. However, there's an odd sort of shiver running down your spine. You feel watched.
I ask the rest of my compatriots if they feel the same.
You do not.
Although
all of you do have a bit of an odd stomach feeling. You're not feeling extremely comfortable here in this building, but
I mean, like I'm getting some bad vibes, but not particularly bad.
Wait, is Septimus the only one looking up?
you're all basically standing at the same place. You can all look up if you want.
But is Septimus the only one looking up?
No, you can also be looking up. This is not what's causing the effect, if that's your theory.
Okay. I'm also going to look down.
Down the staircase. Roll me a perception.
See, I'm good at perception. I have higher wisdom.
I would also prefer to look at the way others can come in.
Oh, that's a 23 for perception.
Well
As
done.
Septimus is looking up the stairs, trying to see if there's anything at, you take the opposite as Pro. You look down the stairs, just in time to see a red piece of fabric disappearing down the stairs.
There's definitely something in here with us, and I think it's food elevator to get around. Wasn't the food elevator to the right of the door in the servants' quarters?
Yes.
Right, and the cloth disappeared to the right of the door.
It did.
And the food elevator is open.
It was, yes. In fact, you're quite sure that these sorts of... They don't really have any doors, so they're always open.
All right.
But then would that be the mother who's very good at scramming into small places, or
Well,
is that
as you
their baby brother?
As you're thinking about that, you look back at the painting that you're standing in front of that's hanging over the chimney. It's only at this point that, as you're thinking more about his family and the odd things that's happening, that your gaze really wanders to the painting once more. And you start to observe it a bit more, taking its detail in a bit more. Well, there is Rose and Fawn, the two kids you met outside. They look pretty much exactly as they were when you met them outside. They, in fact, even wear the same things in the painting as they did outside. Rose is in the bottom left corner. She looks quite happy, as is looking Fawn, who is in the middle of the painting. On the top right, there is their father, who you've met before, cradling a little baby in his arms and having his other hand on the shoulder of Fawn. Meanwhile, the mother, which is on the top left, is standing a considerable amount of distance away from the father, having her hand on the shoulder of Rose and looking with a certain amount of displeasure at the baby.
The baby is the maid's calling it out. Also, I'm going to go grab the chair from the secret.
Okay, you now own a chair.
And I'm going to throw it down the food elevator.
The chair does not fit into the food elevator.
I'm going to break off the parts of the chair until I can throw it into the food elevator.
Alright, you are throwing wood into a food elevator.
Yes.
You hear clunks of wood reaching the bottom floor. You have no idea what he's doing right now. He has not reported any of his findings of you. As far as you can see, Rikas is doing another Loco Rika thing.
Yeah.
It's funny playing a conspiracy nut.
Will Saban be looking at the painting as well?
Yes. This is information.
The mother or the baby, is either one of them wearing red robes?
Well, the baby is... Well, it's a baby. It's not really wearing anything.
Yeah, but it's wrapped.
Yes, it is wrapped in a black cloth. As for the mother, she is, in fact, wearing red cloth. Quite noble, the noble kind. A red dress, in fact. Quite, the traditional sort of noble-esque dress.
Yeah.
Red.
Well, considering how Rika is locoing it up servant's room, I'm gonna tap Septimus' shoulder, point to the painting, watch the mother and ask, did the robe look like that?
Well, GM, did it?
The collar certainly... Well... Roll me, what would be a good roll? Investigation, I say.
Rika's got to come out and also look at the painting, look at the color.
In that case, I'm going to say you give her advantage. 16, that's quite good. You think it's quite hard to say because, well, the painting, paintings are always different from real life in a certain way. But you think it would be definitely possible, yes. That could be what you've seen. It certainly is in the same range of color. It could be what you've seen.
Well, considering how the father told...
That's where you cut out there for me.
Me too.
Yeah, you said the father something.
Well, considering how the father, Torn and Rose all wear the same clothing as in the painting, it's... Following that train of logic, it'd be the same for the rest of them.
I say we go up to the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
The mother is using the children.
Probably yes.
She's using them to draw people in. She may be the necromancer responsible.
Yes. And then we have to take care of it. Because if we don't, who knows if a random person walks into this place and gets killed, right?
Enough
We
people
could just
have
light it on
died,
fire
so-
and burn it to the ground.
I'm sure about burning the whole building down, but for a reaction, Rick, you want to burn away the painting? Aim for the mother.
It is now on fire.
All right, you're using fireballs on the painting.
No. I'm using prestidigitation.
Well, I mean,
We have a torch.
I'm pretty sure prestidigitation only works like on. You can set it.
We
easily
can
on
light small
fire.
campfires.
You can easily set it on fire anyway.
We can light small campfires.
Yes,
So
the painting is now burning, and as it is burning, it drops from the wall and falls onto the floor as it is burning up, revealing behind the painting a safe.
I'm gonna stamp out the fire.
Okay, the fire is stamped out now. The painting
Great.
is kind of ruined, really.
You could have just taken it down, but that also works.
Well, my intention was to maybe get a reaction out of the ones in it.
I guess. This safe.
Sadly, the characters in the screen didn't start going, "Oh my god, we're on fire, we're on fire!"
Darn.
No, I was more thinking that
I know.
Overwatcher of it would be like, those fuckers.
Yeah, do you know how
Those
expensive this painting is?
motherfuckers.
It's more expensive than your life.
Exactly.
Does anyone think they can open the safe? Well, sort
What
of.
kind of skill would that be?
That would probably require thieves' tools.
Sleight of hand, but what kind of safe is it?
Depends on how
I
you would
don't
go
have
about
any
it,
of
really. You could try to
Well-
force it, or you could try to crack the lock, yes.
What sort of safe is it?
It's actually...
Is it like one of those like stereotypical ones with like a thing you turn? Or?
I'm not actually sure if they existed in those times, so...
Yeah, that's what I
you know,
mean.
just hang on with me at that. Yes, it's a very old version of those.
Okay.
Even...
I mean, it's fantasy.
Yes.
I guess. Well, I want to try something. Okay, going to put my ear up to the safe,
Mhm.
and I'm going to turn the dial to see if I hear any clicks or anything.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. I want you to roll me both a dexterity roll and a wisdom roll.
Okay.
Ooh, this will be interesting. Good old
Wouldn't
safe
it-
cracking, eh?
So that's a 3.
I mean, I think perception would make more sense if if she's trying to listen.
Well, I'd say
18
it's a
if
bit of
perception,
a both,
but
because
yeah.
Hmm.
16.
you feel like you could really like you hearing it right now, but it's kind of hard to really feel for it. You just whenever there's a little bit of effort to push it, you kind of feel like you're always going a little bit over, or you're not going fast enough. It's kind of tricky, but you feel like you've got the sound for it. If only somebody more skilled would be able to help you with the turning of it.
Hey, could someone else turn this? I'm a little clumsy.
All right, I'll try.
And she would keep listening.
All right, you've already rolled a wisdom. Can you roll me a dexterity? Actually, this is good enough. With the help of each other, you manage to. It's while you do manage to crack it open, it does take a considerable amount of time and some failure and trying it. So, and which means that for that time, Septimus and Sabin, what are you doing?
Well, seeing how they're lockpicking, I would tell Septimus to keep guard up in case somebody wants to jump us, and Zaban would do the same. Keep a lookout.
Septimus is gonna do just that, and while Rika and Braylana are picking up save, he's gonna ask, "Where the hell have you been for 3 years?"
Well, technically 2 years.
No, wait. 2 years? Okay, yeah.
Because otherwise none of us would have met him.
It's more like 2.5 years. You met him for half a
That
year.
works.
2 years, few months.
It's kind of a more or less situation, really. Go on.
Like, he was guard for like less than months. About 10 months. I've been here and there. Nowhere specifically.
Did you not consider doing us the kindness of letting us know you're going to be going?
I thought it would have been kind of clear on
These
me not being
disappearances.
seen anywhere, or all my belongings disappearing as well.
These disappearances really started being amplified after you were gone.
I didn't really have a way of knowing that. I'm sorry, I probably could have handled it better, but I was in a rush to leave this town.
What was the rush for?
I'm not suited for city life, I found.
You did a good job in the case with the noble. You were a good guard for what it's worth.
Just in that moment, a click sounds emerges as the safe opens. As you
We did it!
manage to crack it open. And
How big is the safe?
Sorry?
How big is the safe?
It's actually not that big. You would say it's
Great.
about, let's say, this big. Enough for you to reach in with your hand and pull something out. More for smaller things, really. Maybe valuables or such. Which makes it all the more disappointing because when you then actually do finally look inside, all you can see is papers. Papers and more papers.
Papers are interesting. I'm going to take all of those papers.
It's paper go.
When I say papers, I actually should clarify that it's more like singular. There is 3 pieces of paper in there.
Rika be like,
I'm going to take the 3 pieces of paper.
Excellent. You have 3 pieces of paper now.
All right, I'm going to look at the 3 pieces of paper.
Excellent. Well,
what do they say?
okay, so let's take this slowly. Also, I forgot to mention, this is also something you should know. This is completely on me. When you were in the study room, there was also a painting. A painting of a windmill on a hill. Remember that. Because the first paper you see is a certificate that says that whoever holds the certificate is the owner of a windmill. Interesting.
Roll it up, put it in my bag.
Yeah.
Rika now
The
owns a
second one
windmill.
is basically the same. It's basically the housing certificate of this right here house, the Dorst family's house.
Family
Roll
residence.
it up, put it in the bag.
All right. And the third one is another handout. Yay!
Also, Rika definitely would have made a sketch mill, to make sure she remembers it.
All right. So, crap, my computer's slowing a little bit down. Oh dear. Boy, oh boy. And here is the letter that you find in there.
To my most pathetic servant, I have come to notice your activities as allow me to clarify. I am no messiah sent to you to show you your ways of immortality. No matter how many beggars, orphans, and lost adventurers you may sacrifice. You are nothing but a bunch of entitled nobles that spill blood, not out of idealism, nor to appease me, but to merely enjoy your own perverted rituals. For that reason, you will never encounter the forces that brought me to this beautiful land. Not that you would have anyway. You aren't cursed. You aren't influenced by any deity or god. Your actions are your own. but I am a benevolent worshipped. I heard that you sacrificed your newborn. I find this an improvement. If you truly worship me, then sacrifice your own instead of settling for the defenseless and weak. Show your ultimate devotion by sacrificing the followers of your little cult. Or you could stop the entire charade. The decision is yours. I will be watching. Your beloved Prince of Darkness, Strahd von Larwich.
Zarvik, yeah.
Sarwich.
He really dissed them.
Yeah, he dissed them hard.
So, do you think this is why the mother killed the dad?
Who is this Strahd von Zarovich?
No
I
clue.
think no, I don't think this is why the mother killed the dad, but I do think it's one of the reasons why they killed their newborn and their 2 children.
Also, since it speaks of a cult, I'm not sure if just a family servant counts as one, so
Well, I
could
mean,
be one of the reasons for those disappearances.
well, the other note did say, like the members were leaving. That could be the members of their like little cult. And I guess the disappearances have been these people like, kidnapping and killing people.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily kidnapping. If they've been asked to sacrifice their own cult members, there may be no kidnapping involved.
Well. The thing is, they said, it said, let's see, beggars, orphans, and lost adventurers. Those might be the
But
people.
a lot of those may not make it up to the gods. The reason why they spiked up may be because was there a trend? I was gone from the city, but after I left, were the disappearances still beggars and adventurers, or were they more established members of the city?
We can set this.
In truth, well, it's not like a lot of important people went missing. It was mostly people. Well, it's not entirely true, really. It's mostly common folk, really. People that have just wandered off perhaps a bit too far from the normal streets. And too close to the edges of town. Which does so happen to be very often not so savory folk. But it has happened before that it's not just the nobles have disappeared before. It would have happened to practically anyone.
Well, it's good that we found this, I guess. So
have we searched the noble buildings before, like around this place?
Not really.
Have there been anyone searched, like on record?
Oh, you mean? Oh, yes. This
Maybe not us, but on record.
This district used to be inhabited, but eventually, as you know, more criminal activities start happening in this region, a lot of the nobles who lived here just started moving away. And ever since then, the houses were used for all sorts of things.
All right, so they took the
But
most.
there's never been any record of any cultist sightings in any of them or anything like that.
All right.
So, So I guess they met this Strahd from Zarovich guy. I assume he's some kind of, I don't know, necromancer. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like a
Then-
noble. You sure isn't the resident?
well, I've
He's
never
certainly
heard of such a name.
Leah?
Would we have... Is the name Strahd von Zarovich one that Septimus would remember from case files?
Absolutely not. You have never heard that name before.
What about from, from his own studies of the occult, has that name ever popped up?
Strahd von Zarovich?
Yes.
No. Absolutely not. You have... This name is completely foreign to you.
Not even Malik would have told Septimus anything.
No.
I mean,
But the moniker of Prince of Darkness.
well, I mean, that's something anyone could really use.
Yeah, anyone who's a...
Something unholy, that's for sure.
Anyone with delusions of grandeur and a taste for destruction can take up that name. And I consider him responsible for what happened here.
Well,
Nonetheless.
oh wait. The letter did say he was brought here. What does that mean? Did he come from, like, a different realm? Does he just come from, like, somewhere else? Is he, like, foreign?
Another city, perhaps?
Maybe, but I'm not sure if you'd say... What does he mean with the forces? That sounds odd.
Yeah. Sounds odd.
Nobody in the past has seeked to capture the city. And forces are usually mentioned when talking of armies.
Well, I think it's more going to the whole occult thing. I think it's more like magical forces, not like physical forces as like an army. This information is good to know, but I think we should look around some.
Yeah?
Basically what Bas just said.
Great.
Alright, Rika's gonna shout something through. Hey bitch! We found out about your murder fetish for Strahd guy.
You shouted. Nothing happened.
Alright.
Not very professional, but I won't deny it might be effective in the long run.
Okay.
Both Sabun and got names.
Septimus.
Septimus, yes. Both of you may make a perception roll, or you can give somebody else an advantage. Either one of you.
I'm gonna give Saban an advantage.
All right. You roll with advantage, and you don't roll then at all, as you're both trying together to figure out something. Okay. Nothing particularly, but again, it's just like this odd feeling, like are the walls closing in? And that railing where you could have sworn you remembered Berliano fell like through that railing and broke it, but no, there's no sign of any breaking of the railing, and this that painting. It looks like in much better condition than it did before. Maybe you're imagining it.
We're not imagining anything.
Oh, still have the third floor to like
I
go
could
look
tell
at.
for sure that the railing was broken because I looked at it and must have hurt.
I know
Well,
for sure that the painting was burned and the railing broke because I saw both with my own eyes.
The painting is not in pristine condition by any meaning of the word, but well, it doesn't look
No longer
exact-
has a hole burned in it.
Sorry?
No longer has a hole burned in it.
Well, it still does, but you feel like the hole used to be much bigger.
I'm gonna
use my
look
sword
down.
to cut out a piece of it.
Alright, you do that then. Any specific piece you want to cut out, or?
The baby.
Alright, you cut out a piece of the baby. Wow, that sounds wrong.
It really does.
You now have a piece
Yeah.
of the baby.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it around at some point, see if anything happens to it.
I'm gonna look down the spiral. Is the skeleton still there?
Yes. Or, well, rather, kind of. Parts of the skeletons are still there. As in, it's splintered into multiple parts. But, yeah, they all
Right,
still
but-
seem to be there, yes.
And they haven't moved.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Alright. All right, floor. Rika's going to begin walking up the stairs, having a firebolt ready.
Excellent. You follow?
I think, Zaban, you should take the rear in case someone comes there behind Rika.
Leah, just to be clear, this isn't a classroom. You can talk whenever you want.
Yeah, it's just when I do this, people have my attention. I hope, at least. Septimus is gonna say, we do have the option to just go and come back with clerics during daylight.
I'm not sure if that'd be a good idea.
I'm almost a cleric. Kind of.
You're kind of like a doctor that got his license revoked.
No, I'm the person who's self-taught.
Yeah, basically. A doctor who
I
never
just
got
have skill in
license in the
that.
first place.
I don't-
Let's go with that.
I don't really know anything about it, but I just have skill in it.
In that case, Septimus is gonna be right behind Rika.
Okay, so you're all going up the stairs, leaded by Rika.
So, should Zaban then hold the rear?
Wasn't that what he was going to do anyway?
No, he asked Septimus to hold the rear.
Oh, okay, then I'm gonna hold the rear.
Alright, so who's... Okay.
So it's Rika, Zaban, Brylana, and Septimus.
As you go up the stairs, you find that this seems to be the end of the stairs. You see the spiral staircase ends here, and you see a railing on the side. And in front of you, you see a bit of an hallway with a singular...
If you were pushed over the railing, would you drop to the second floor or the first?
It depends where exactly you would be pushed over the railing, but if you were really unlucky, you would fall through the middle of the hall, landing exactly where the skeleton landed. You railing, see it, and I'm like, yep, maybe not do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna point that out. Be careful not to have
Good
that happen
idea.
again.
Before you see a hallway going to the right and to the left. In the middle of the hallway is another one of those armors, which reminds me, I've never really gone into detail as to how they look. Those armors, they look quite interesting in design, because they aren't your normal common armor suit. They are blackened armor, and the helmets are shaped to look like wolves' heads. It's the classical stereotype of traditional armor for nobles who can afford it.
God damn, I wish I could steal it and have a use for that arm.
Anyway, this armor too holds a sword. And
Saban, if you want to take it.
there's also a table to the right with a bunch of shenanigans on it. You want
Man,
to use
there's a lot of sets of armor here.
So far,
That's
I'm gonna make, if Rika steps aside so I can have room, I use my sword to make contact with the sword of the armor and kind of try to nudge it. See if it's...
You want to poke the armor and just sort of like nudge it to fall over.
Yeah.
Okay.
the sword.
Yeah, the
Just
sword.
the sword.
Alright.
Like nudge the sword out of its hand.
Oh, just the sword, not the whole armor.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, as you try to basically poke, you touch with your sword its sword,
Yeah.
try to basically get it out of its arm, and you find that the grip seems to be quite a lot more good around the sword. It doesn't seem to be you can just tilt it like unless you want to also like get the hand swept. And yeah.
All right.
And by the way, just to
like,
reiterate on something
by-
I said from before, Septimus,
Yeah.
the feeling that you had before of being watched, it has grown. You feel even more watched. Like right now, something is watching you. You feel extremely at unease. On edge. Just as the armor draws back its swords and attacks Saban.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
So about that fireball being ready.
Yeah, you're gonna get your opportunity attacks. Just let me do this first one because it is. Just need to.
Would it necessarily, like, yeah, do I get to react to it? Because I am kind of expecting it. That's why I held contact with the sword, with my sword.
You know what? I'm gonna say it doesn't get an opportunity attack because, you know, you're kind of in a standoff. So I'm just gonna say everyone rolls initiative and we take it from there.
Right.
Yeah, because, like, we were kind of assuming it was going to come to life just in case.
Fair enough.
It's like we know this house, fucking skeletons, like, evil cult, stuff with this Rich Strahd dude. You're gonna expect weird shit to happen. It's not like we're like, let's walk over to the thing. Again, I rolled a 0, guys.
How did you even do that? I
My
didn't know you could.
My dexterity is 8.
I didn't even know that was possible to roll
Yeah.
0.
Well, I rolled a natural 1, -1.
Saban, you go first. As it basically draws back its sword, you basically go, oh yeah, I knew this was coming.
Yeah, like the moment the sword goes back from my sword, I quickly load my hands on it and deliver a strike towards the upper torso of it.
Go ahead.
Try to get it off. Damn.
Yeah, you miss.
Yes, I do.
Who do you give your turn
I'm gonna give my turn to Rico.
Alright, so I'ma just hit it with that ice knife though.
to? Alright, go ahead. Is that friendly fire, technically?
No,
Yeah. Yes.
if it misses, yes. If it doesn't,
Okay,
no.
go
No.
ahead.
No. Either if it hits or misses.
Yeah, I think
Where
it
you're
bursts on
targeting.
either occasion.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, shit happens, you know?
Oh well, he might
Saban
take.
can take it. He left us
damage.
without telling us anything for 2 years.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, that's to make
suppose
it
they are
dex
correct.
save.
It's not.
Did you? By the way, have you set up the spell?
Should have.
Okay.
Leah is browsing brochures.
Click at them.
Sorry that
I'm
combat is so
waiting.
boring.
I'm waiting for my turn. I'm
And
paying
it's
attention.
of an event in Finland held 2 months ago.
Do you have the poster that I kept?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Chris?
Alright, that's.
Should
Not
be able to
working.
just click it. Should I just click mine?
Yeah.
Because I have the same spell. What's your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 14.
Okay, so it's one higher than mine.
That hits.
So this that'd be an 18 to hit. This higher
It
casting
hits.
stat.
Haha!
Okay, so it takes 1 piercing damage, and
That's-
both of them, the set of armor, everyone within 5 feet of it.
Which
Need
would
to
right
make-
now only be Saban, who needs to roll
Yes.
it as well.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
need to roll a dex save.
Yes.
If you fail, a DC 14, rage full damage.
I could have guiding bolted it.
Fuck's sake.
No,
Nah,
wait, what's
it's
the DC
fine.
again?
You should have really, you really should have guiding bolted it. That
DC
would've been
14.
Way better.
Oh, 14, right, yeah, well,
Yeah,
Would have been way
hindsight is
better.
2020.
One below.
I just want to use ice knife. Come on.
You get 8 damage as suddenly some of the splinters of the ice hit you. And actually, it kind of looks like you took more damage from this attack than the other
Okay.
did.
Okay, Chris, I'm gonna say one thing. Guiding bolt like 48,
46.
46. You did 1 damage. An 8 to Saban.
Who goes next?
Well, probably 5 damage.
I'm upset.
Chris, who goes next? When you turn it over?
Brulana can go next.
Bass can.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, there you are. Oh, thank
Okay.
God.
So, since I'm not gonna cast Ice Knife, man,
Thanks.
you know what? Fine. I'm gonna go over to Saban. I'm gonna cast
Oh.
Cure Light Wounds on him.
Ah,
Man.
Nice.
it's almost like you weren't hit by your own allies.
Yay! And I'm going to give a turn to the armor.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's an interesting tactical move because it means that afterwards Leah goes and Leah can decide who goes next for the next round rotation.
Yeah.
Big brain.
Not bad. Okay, right. The armor, well, it's not thinking too much about this. It's just gonna hit Saban again. He's already been butted up, so...
Sorry about that.
And he misses with his strike. Thus giving his turn to... God damn it.
Septimus.
Septimus. But not before, suddenly, to your left, out of one of the closets, the door swings open and a skeleton.
A homosexual comes out.
A skeleton drops out of the
Homosexual skeleton.
Yeah, it might
skeleton
be.
drops,
bone.
it drops out onto the floor into a prone position, and as it tries to rattle itself up, a mob falls out of the closet as well, hits it on the head, and it falls back on the floor.
The skeleton
Fucking
wants
skeleton.
bone.
And from your right, another skeleton appears around the corner, bearing a sword. And it is now Septimus's turn. 2 more skeletons have appeared.
How far
What's
away
the
is the
rig?
one with the?
Shout Saban.
Sorry?
How far away is the one with the sword that just showed up?
The one
from
with the
my...
sword is pretty much 10 feet away from you to your right. You can easily approach him
Okay.
if you want to.
No, I think I'm gonna take care of the skeleton that we have right in.
The skeleton with the mop? Or
Not the one with the mop. The one that
the arm?
The armor.
Rika tried to ice knife.
The
The
armor.
armor. Sorry. Yeah, the armor Rika tried to ice knife. That's the one that he's gonna go for.
Okay, go ahead.
He's gonna try to decapitate it using his sword.
Ooh, interesting. Go ahead.
Let's see. I don't think that
Sadly,
works.
you miss as you try to go, and well, you don't miss per se. You actually do hit it, but you just don't seem to be getting through the armor. It's just too hard.
It's armor.
Now this round rotation is over. You can decide who goes next, and you can even decide that you go next.
I have guiding bolt.
Isn't that kind of a dick move to decide that you go?
No.
No, it's a tactical move. You went last in the last
Really?
round rotation, so you can now, if you want, go twice in a row.
Like, then you can pick one of us, one of them.
Yeah.
Like, you get to pick who goes again.
So if I go first, then I get to pick who goes after me.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right. In that case, I am gonna go again, and I'm gonna try to decapitate it again.
Go ahead.
Verse same as the first.
Ooh,
I am a
nice
man
one.
of
Roll that
simple
damage.
pleasures.
Mm.
Oh, come on. Please give me something good, please.
Oh, good. You chip off some of its front armor, some of its snout that was, meant to look like a wolf head, dealing some damage to it. But it is still going strong. Who is next?
Okay.
I have guiding bolt.
You keep bringing that up.
Yeah.
He's just standing in the background with electricity shards in his hands, like.
Radiant energy.
You're up.
Yeah. So whoever's gonna hit that that thing next is probably gonna get pretty good time because I'm gonna be throwing down that guiding bolt. I've also figured it out. So that's a 13 to hit.
That misses.
Ah, fuck. The wall next to it.
The guiding bolt just hits it flat in the chest, and the chest piece is sort of like basically reflects it up into the sky through the roof, like bristling some of the ceiling.
Yeah, Saban, do something.
Saban, finally, one of the spells didn't hit you.
Thank Christ.
I mean, the second spell that hit him helped.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. But yeah, I'm gonna go back with the sword and again strike with both hands.
You're hit.
For a vertical swing.
Mm-hmm.
19.
That hits. No.
No, that's. Why does it not?
Does it work? Hopefully.
No, I'm clicking the damage, but it doesn't do it.
It seems to work for me. Anyway, you actually ship away at its face, dealing once again damage to it.
My God, you rolled bad for me.
I'm sorry. Anyway, I think all three of you went, so the only other options is the enemies or Brillana.
Yeah. I'm gonna let the skeleton with the sword next.
Okay, the skeleton with the sword goes next. It has a sword hand, and it is attacking. Actually, as it's thinking about this, it's going to basically walk past Septimus towards Rika and try to throw her off the railing.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can I do anything?
Acrobatics.
Yes, acrobatics. I can do that. Yes, good at acrobatics. That is 3.
What? 3?
12.
12.
12.
Yes, you find yourself thrown backwards past the balcony. But here's the thing how I rule this. You don't start falling until your turn begins. So if anybody decides they want to try and rush to you and grab you before your turn begins, then you might not fall. So right now, you're basically in slow motion stuck in time as you're falling over the railing.
Hey, question, Daniel.
Yes.
What kind of check would that be?
To help him from falling. It would be most likely a strength-based check.
If I tried, I'd probably fall with.
Yes. Right now, it's kind of a bad situation because the other two people, Septimus and Saban, are both in the range of the armor and would take opportunity attacks if they were to just simply walk away. Anyway, so that's the one skeleton. The other skeleton with the mob sort of rattles itself up, grabs the mob, and marches towards Brillana and attacks you with the mob.
Oh no! Not the mob!
Yes, the mob.
Oh fuck!
What's the AC?
Maybe that's the maid.
12.
Definitely the maid.
It hits with the mob, dealing an amazing amount of 4 bashing damage as this stripes with the mob at you, and as the mob collides with your side, it breaks.
Oh.
And now we're going towards the armor, and wouldn't you know it, the armor decides, this guy, Saban, I want to take him out. And it fails as it misses you. Brillana, your go. You got a skeleton in front of you with half a mob.
So now it would deal piercing damage with them.
Yes.
Careful spell. I can ice knife any way I want. Future plan.
another interesting thing is it's because the skeleton that just, threw you over the ledge is also conveniently standing next to the ledge. So.
I got slightly distracted. What's going on? Whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
Okay, sorry. I zoned out for a moment. Fuck.
There's a skeleton in front of you with half a mob. Rika is falling down.
I think I can just cast a spell on him, right? I wanted to.
On Rika?
Well, no, on the skeleton.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It depends. If it has an attack roll, you would do it at disadvantage.
It doesn't.
Okay, in that case, you can go.
Rika, I would help you. I have 5 strength. So I'm just gonna not. Damn.
What is that? It's frostbite. Okay. It's a constitution. Constitution. It fails, taking how much damage? 2. Okay.
2. And it takes disadvantage on its rolls.
Alrighty.
Who hasn't gone yet?
Everyone has gone, so you decide who goes next in this new round.
Let's see. Who looks like they would be able to help Rika not fall?
Probably Sabin or Septimus. Both of them look rather strong.
I guess Sabin can go then.
Right. I suppose I'm gonna.
I just checked Septimus' character sheet. He's not strong. I retrieved that statement.
That's why I shook my head.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saban is definitely the lifter of this group.
Yeah. Oh, the bond's going anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, Saban is gonna basically, as he hears the railing break, he's gonna take a look, see that the skeleton is there, but thanks to that, he's gonna assume, it's one of his teammates falling, so he is gonna dash to try and pull them up.
Okay, you get an opportunity attack from the armor. It misses completely. Please do me an athletics roll to try and catch, or rather, basically grab him and pull him back onto the ledge.
14.
Alright, that is actually enough. You manage to grab Rika and basically swing her to the side of the ledge. You are now safe.
Yay!
Who goes next, Sabin? You're also now standing next to that skeleton.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Septimus go next.
Septimus. You muted. Yes.
Yeah. Rika's been rescued from falling. The arm attacking. Close are the 2 skeletons.
One of the skeletons is next to Brilliana. The armor is right in front of you. The other skeleton is to your side, easily to reach for you, and is standing in front of Sabin. And of course, Rika has been saved right now.
Can I try? So, I have my back to the railing at the moment.
Yes.
And Rika and Saban are at my right.
Rika and Saban are sort of behind you, as is the skeleton, who is conveniently next to the ledge.
I would like to swing at the skeleton to throw him over the...
Alright, do me an athletics check.
Alright.
I'm gonna have to actually contest this, I realize now.
Athletics, do I have that?
Yes, you do, on your character sheet. It's
Should
a
be
skill.
the top.
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay. As you try to push him over, he's just sort of like holds against you, pushing you back. And nothing is really achieved, sadly. Who goes next?
I'm gonna have my girl Brilliana.
Brilliana?
Okay.
There's a skeleton with Shiv in front of you.
Oh, fuck. Frostbite. Again. I don't have any other very good offensive spells that work right now.
All right, Frostbite, Constitution. It actually succeeds this time, not taking anything.
Foiled again.
Who's next?
Who hasn't gone yet?
Rika and the enemies.
Fucking broom skeleton who's gonna kick my ass.
Yes,
gets
broom
to go
skeleton.
next.
It's gonna shiv you. It
Fuck.
will. Yeah, actually, it's going to stab you with the end of the broom, and you take 1 piercing damage. As now also that part of the broom is completely unusable, and the skeleton has no longer any weapon.
I've been defeated. Oh, okay.
Yes, it is also... The skeleton does, in fact, look like Papyrus. It has a cape following behind it and goes, haha, I will never be bested. I always have an ace up my sleeve. Anyway, the other skeleton, the one that Leah just tried to push off, basically managed to get back and realizes that it's quite in a bad position right now. And so, what it decides to do is it's going to slink in between you guys, now standing basically in front of Septimus, Sabin, and Rika, in front of all 3 of you, and it will try to push Sabin off the railing. I need you to do an athletics or a... what's it called? Athletics or acrobatics check.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with pure strength on this one.
Alright, go ahead.
Damn.
Not only do you manage to avoid it, as the skeleton charges at you, you sidestep it, and the skeleton itself, now that there's no longer any railing set in place, just hurls itself over the ledge, landing down, falling.
I'm amazed that the skeleton
rolled
does
a
that
fucking
while
one.
I
It
stumbled.
rolled on 1, yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Like I stumbled sidestepping, and still the skeleton.
In a way, it was
Really?
pure luck on your part, because as you were
Yeah.
stumbling around, it also stumbled.
Yeah. It's hard to move the sword after dashing.
Anyway, after that, it's the armor. And the armor decides, this Septimus fella, I don't like him. And... wow, natural one's going around for everyone today. As it swings its sword, it accidentally kind of loses grip of it, and it sort of flies past Septimus, and so sort of ding, into the back wall.
That's why you need muscles and tendons.
And, well, it would be Chris's turn, but as he is currently not here right now... Well, in that case...
A small break to refill our waters.
No, I think we're actually gonna end the session soon, right after this fight, I'd say. As it is getting slowly quite late. Wondering if he will return soon. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say we can skip his turn for... oh, I see movement there in the reflection of the painting. Swear to God.
I see it as well.
Yes. It's not just my paranoia, luckily. Anyway,
Turns out,
for now,
Chris,
we will skip his turn. He gets an extra turn when he returns.
so long.
So, since... and so, the next turn goes to Septimus.
All right. That thing that tried to attack me with a sword, but instead
The armor.
basically threw it. Yeah, the armor. I'm kind of hell-bent on decapitating it, so I'm gonna try that again. Just
Go ahead.
push the sword back and, strike with all of my might.
Roll for it.
Let's see.
Ooh, quite good. Roll damage.
And Chris is back.
And you've been wailing on his armor for a while now, and it becomes abundantly clear that it has been built to last. It takes the damage, and you strip away some more of its helmet. Actually make it cutting off the ears this time. Chris, can you
This
hear?
thing is strong.
Yes.
It is your turn.
Great. And I'm the last. I'm going last.
Yes.
All right. So there is the mob skeleton still there?
The mob skeleton is still there, but however, it is no longer holding a mob.
All right, and there's the armor.
There's the armor as well.
I don't know if it would be effective to do inflict wounds. Not. I could guiding bolt it again, but fuck it. I'll use guiding bolt on the armor again.
All right, go ahead, roll that.
Hey, 19.
You
Nice.
hit. Oh my god, that is a lot
That's-
of damage.
That
actually.
does 14 damage.
At this point, it seems to be like as this guiding ball hits, it vibrates and just spasms all over. As the guiding bolt then subsides, it looks very worn. It's
Except it
metal
doesn't.
formed in all sorts of twisted ways, as it should not be.
Is it dead though?
No, it is not. However,
Alright.
you notice that this magical attack has been far more effective than any of these previous martial attacks.
Great. And the next one to do an attack on it has advantage.
It seems very weakened right now. Chris, who goes next? Anyone except Leah is an option because she's already taken one.
Yep. We'll skip you once.
Yeah. We're waiting for you.
Oh, all right.
You're also an option.
You could go and finish him.
Yeah? Or you could give Saban a good shot at it. The choice is yours. The world of possibilities lies before you, my friend.
Yeah, I'll go again.
Alright, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do a firebolt
Okay.
because I have no more spell slots.
At whom?
Yeah,
are
at
you-
the armor. At the armor.
Do you get advantage on this, or is it only melee attacks?
I think it's
Uh,
all.
It's all attacks.
Okay, then roll with
I
advantage.
mean, it's 18.
Roll again. You never know
You
if you
make
can
crit.
get a natural 20, you know?
True, but it's still, the damage of the first one.
Yeah, sure. What did
Well
I say?
then.
What did I say?
Well then.
You
Again.
firebolt it, and you see part of its chest just melting away as it's just clinking to the ground, its headpiece falling off and falling into many, many pieces of its
So
armor
in those
pieces.
2 turns, you did like 27 damage.
That was insane. Who
Fucking
goes
blammo.
next?
Saban goes next, sure.
Alright, there's only the heroic skeleton who has chosen to face you with nothing but a broom and is now preparing for some martial fisticuffs.
I'm just gonna try to lop off its head.
Okay, go ahead.
Nope.
Roll me a d20. A general luck d20. Ooh. As you try to lop off its head, you actually manage to slip on one of the bones that fell from its ribcage before, and you fall prone. Who goes next?
Can I just get up?
Yes, you can
Again,
actually.
using my movement.
Yes, you can,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Because you haven't moved before. Still, embarrassing.
Yeah.
Who goes next?
The skeleton.
Oh, right. The skeleton laughs at your puny efforts to destroy it and decides that it will go in for a karate chop at your neck. It misses, but it is reforming into a stance, giving you the come at me sign. And
this-
it gives its
is this
turn
a
to
bruise?
Brilliana.
Fucking. I'm scared of this karate chopping
Oh
skull.
yeah, it
He's a
stabbed
menace.
you and hurt you.
He's a
Dangerous
menace
fella.
to society. I'm gonna fucking keep casting frostbite on him.
All right.
It's very cold in this staircase.
It succeeds immediately
Come on.
with its advanced martial ability. It's blocking your strike and returns into its flowing motions. Who goes next? New round, new possibilities, new luck.
Let's see. It's a new round. I'd say 7 can go.
No. Which arm did it try to strike me with?
The right one.
Then I hit at the right arm.
All right,
Pause with the sword strike.
go ahead. As it was striking at you, you basically just grab its arm, raise your sword, and go like that. Roll damage. Actually, I'll do it for you, I guess.
No. I'm just myself.
Okay, there we go. 9 damage. Its arm is clean off. It's lying on the floor. It's not looking happy. It looks very hurt. Who's next?
Rika seems to be on a roll.
Rika.
All right. So that's another fireball, because I still don't have any more.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Holy shit.
We don't see it yet.
Yeah,
You
we
don't-
don't see anything.
Uh,
Do you want to try rolling again? Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
well, this
Look at
skeleton's
him,
luck
what?
has run out. It has a good run, but, like, the fireball strikes it, and it just sort of flies backwards, crashing against one of the hallway walls and splintering apart.
Fireball is one
As
of the
with
best
its
cantrips
last
in the
actions,
game.
you see
Change
its
my
hand
mind.
lying on the floor giving you a thumbs up.
A good sport.
an honorable skeleton.
And now combat subsides, and just as you try to take a breath and calm down a little bit, Rika, you look back at everyone. You look at Brilliana. You look at Sabin, and you look at Septimus, and you look at the sword that is next to the. Was that a red clove again? No, at this point you must be going paranoid. It couldn't be, surely.
You're talking to the conspiracy nut. Of course, there's someone there.
Anyway. And that is where we will leave it for today's session.